What up, YouTube? What up? Today I am playing this title, so I'm gonna start off by saying it's your boy Khalil the Mechanic, back with some more content for y'all. So today, for the past like 4 or 5 days, I got my sister's car here, her '06 Pontiac Grand Prix GXP, and this is a video y'all been waiting on from me for a long time. So, as we know, these cars are notorious for having transmission problems. And one of the things that you can add to the car to help extend the life of the transmission is a transmission cooler. So that's what I'm gonna be putting in here today. I'm gonna show you step by step how to get it done. It is very easy. I am going to drop a link to the one that I used in the description. You can really use any trans cooler. They're pretty much universal, but the bigger the better for this vehicle because the temperatures get extremely high. And a rule of thumb they always say is that you want your trans to be about 100 degrees over the outside temperature outside. So if it's 75 degrees outside, the fluid should be around 175, give or take. But super easy install. I'm gonna start by taking the bumper off. I'm just gonna speed up the video for that because that's pretty much easy. We got a bunch of clips right here that we just pop out. Behind this part of the bumper, we got 1 and 2 10mm bolts. Back here, we got some 7mm. Under here, we have, I think, 2 7mm. Then a bunch of clips around. You gotta take the headlights out, 10mm bolt, pop this bracket up, headlight comes out. And obviously unplug all the bulbs down here for the fog lights and turn signal. So I'm about to get started on that real quick. One thing that I did forget to mention, if you didn't know already, this is the same procedure for all of the LS4 vehicles: Impala SS, Monte Carlo SS, Buick LaCrosse Super, and Pontiac Grand Prix GXP. But this can also be done for pretty much any wide body car. You got the other trim models of those vehicles, Buick Century, Buick LaCrosse, Buick Lucerne, even though it's not a W body car, but pretty much most of the GM cars at this time. You just take the bumper off. They all share the same 4T65E transmission and the problems that come with them. But anyways, let's get this bumper taken off. All right, so the bumper is off now. First things first, what we're gonna do here, this is what I did to my personal vehicle, is I eliminated this black thing here. I'm not sure of what purpose it serves besides holding the ambient air temp sensor, which is this little green and gray thing down there. So we've got a bolt that would normally be here that also holds the splash guard up and also holds this little black, whatever you want to call it, piece in there. We've also got a clip right here and probably one on the other side. And then we've got one up there in the corner, one up there in the corner. So I'm gonna just pop those out real quick and I'm gonna put the head mount on so you can watch me. Okay, so we got one there that we're gonna take out. One on the other side. get behind the whole thing. And come down here, do the same thing. And over there is gone already. I'm going to pop this little sensor out. Okay, so don't want to break it. You want to be gentle with it. It came out. And I believe this harness is attached. Maybe, maybe not. We're just gonna pull it out from underneath, just like that. I completely eliminated this with my car and relocated that ambient air temp sense right up where that hole is at. Now, this car did just recover from a bad power steering leak. So you're going to also watch me wipe up any wet spots that we notice as we get through this job. All right, where did that sensor just go? I don't remember this being this tight up here, but just gonna pop this in a little hole right there. There we go. Just like that. I think the purpose of that little dam is also to like get a very accurate reading of the temperature outside. But I mean, it's 2024. We all have smartphones now. So it's like, do you really need it to be completely accurate on the car? If that's even the purpose of that thing. But I've noticed mine to be pretty accurate with it being relocated. So that's that. Now, what we're gonna do is get our cooler ready for install. Now, cool part is everything that we need for this already comes with the kit. I don't remember ordering a red one, but I guess I did order red for her car. I've been thinking about getting a blue one for mine just because it looks cool. So, got some hardware here. So what I used 2 of these. So what we're going to need to do. This part is really self-explanatory. Like, you just want to get one of the brackets and get a bolt, one of the ones with the hex on the end. It's supposed to go through this hole here, but I guess we gotta screw it in. Let's see if the other hole is big enough. Of course it's not. Why would it be? Beat the cooler up a little, but it's not gonna make any difference. We're just gonna stick these both in there. I didn't feel like finding something to screw it in with, so just kind of forced it in there. All right, cool. And we're gonna come to the back side and then grab one of those nuts wherever we put them. And screw it down. I'm not gonna make it dumb tight yet. And I'll show you why. Get that on there. Then we're also gonna screw the fittings inside of the cooler that the lines will attach to. Now, I meant to say before I started doing all of this, you can upgrade to the AM fittings, get all the lines, fittings, and everything from Summit Racing. That's where I got mine from, but it is not necessary. It is literally just for appearance purposes. It does look better, but it doesn't do anything better for you than this does. Now, we just want to get an idea of where we're going to place this at. Now, I don't remember if I ended up taking this off or not, or if I was able to just bend it down, but we are going to see. Now, what I am going to do is wipe down here on the radiator support, because this is where we are going to be mounting the cooler. And we're going to mark our holes with a Sharpie. All right, so we are going to tighten these just a bit so that they don't move as much. All right, you just want to tighten them to the point where you can move them, but they're nice and stiff for you. All right, nice and stiff. And we're gonna bend these out to the side really quick so that makes it easier sliding this in here. One thing I forgot, this wire harness here is just attached inside of the bumper. We're just gonna pull that out and just let it sit back there. Now we can sneak this under here. Can we sneak it? Get all the wires and stuff behind it. Just like that. Just like that. And then we're going to bring these brackets down. I don't know if you can see. So we're gonna place this up right about where we want it, and then bring these brackets down until they kind of lined up somewhere. This does not have to be perfect. This is just, you know, you pretty much won't see it anyways once it's installed on the vehicle. But it will be nice to make it even. So, got them right about here. Got them about right here and here. And right where these holes are at, like this last one, we're just gonna draw a dot and drill a hole through the frame of the car or the radiator support. All right, so what you're gonna do is get a 3/16 size drill bit and drill a hole where you marked it at. I had to kind of do it a little backwards and start with a bigger one to kind of start the drilling process and then go down a smaller one because this one is kind of dull. But I guess I could show you me do the other one. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be dead on center because these things are flexible. Let me get a little further. All right, now we're gonna go down to the 3/16. Should also note, be careful drilling through there because behind it, of course, is the radiator. And you do not want to puncture a hole in that. Thankfully, I hit that little spot right down there at the bottom that you see. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Now what you're gonna do is take these little screws and drill them or screw them right into the hole that you marked. These are a 10 millimeter. All right, the hole is not big enough, so let's go up to a 732. And you don't have to use these screws. You can also go with a self-tapping screw. That's what I used on mine, but I don't have access to any right now. All right, now let's try it. So 7, 30 seconds, 32ths, 30 seconds, whatever, it worked. So now let's make this a bit bigger on this side as well. That is not going anywhere. And now if you want to just straighten it out a bit. Okay. Really doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, this thing is not going anywhere. Cool. Now, that is the easy part. Now, second part will be to cut our factory trans lines and run the line that they gave us to the trans cooler. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is jack the car up with the jack and jack stand, safety first, and go ahead and get up underneath and take a look at what we're working with. All right, so I lied. I did decide that I am gonna end up taking this splash guard off down here. It is a couple 10 millimeters underneath, and then we got some 7 millimeters right here on the back side of it, on both sides of the car. Push that under the car, save up some space. All right, so we got our 2 trans lines under here. One that's obviously leaking, and then the other one. So what we're gonna do is cut these lines here. We're gonna use one of these, which is a pipe cutter or a tubing cutter. We got this from AutoZone for about $25. The price of them have definitely gone up. I think the last time I bought one, it was like $16 or $18. All right, so the foam mount is wanting to fall off of my head. Not cool. So I just got it sitting on the floor right now, so I'm gonna try and give you guys the best angle to see everything that's going on. But again, I'm doing my best here. So this is gonna be messy. I wanna cut this line first, but it's gonna be pretty tricky to get in there. Oh, there we go. I can reach my hand on the other side of the subframe. All right, so I'm gonna cut this right before we get to that bend. So what I like to do once I have the pipe cutter on there is I will use like some pliers or something and basically tighten it a little more than I can with my hands. Get it on there real good. That way it bites into the metal a little bit. All right, now it should be on there nice and good. All right, now it looks like it's cutting it. So what I'll do after so many rotations, because it's going deeper and deeper, is I'll just tighten this up a bit more with the pliers, make it bite into there even more. All right, now we got fluid coming. That means, I think we just broke all the way. Yep, we just broke through. And that is what you want to happen. All right, so now would be a good time to tighten these two fittings. They don't have to be ridiculously tight, but obviously you don't want them to go anywhere. I'm just gonna use pliers because they don't really take that much. Tighten those up. That's in there nice and good. And then what we're gonna do is slip a hose clamp that they provided over one end. And we're just gonna slide that up on there. Without shifting the cooler. And then while we're here, we're just going to tighten that one hose clamp. All right, let's loosen it a bit. Get that on there. Just a tiny bit before the edge. Tighten it nice and tight. We don't want this to come off. And then we are going to run this hose right in between there, between the radiator support and the subframe. Just pass it down through there. You'll see it come out. All right, so once we get it here, we're just gonna bring it over to where that line is at and cut it so that it goes over the line about maybe an inch or two. I mean, more does not hurt. So that puts us right about here-ish. You want your cut to be nice and flush. I'm actually gonna pull it back out so that you can just easily cut it over here. And for this side, I'm gonna do 2 hose clamps just because it makes me feel better. You wanna do this job fairly quick too so that you lose the least amount of fluid possible. right. And we're gonna just slide that over that trans line. You can stop making a mess. And one thing I forgot to mention to you guys, because I'm pretty sure you may be wondering, it does not matter which one of these lines that you put into the left or right side of the cooler. They both do the same thing. All right, we're gonna tighten one of those right at the edge, just about. I really do not like getting dirty anymore. Not that I ever really liked it. I guess I would say I didn't mind it. Then we're gonna put the second one right next to it. You don't really have to do two. This is more so of a mental thing for me. Nice and tight. And that's really all you have to do. And then we're gonna repeat the same thing for this other line. All right, so AutoZone didn't have what I needed. So I'm just gonna put this together and worry about that fit another time. We're gonna order it online. So I already slapped this on there. I'm gonna slide this all the way up because I forgot to do it and it's hard to take it off. Loosen it a bit. Get it all the way up there. And tighten it. Then we're gonna run the line right up in here, same as before, in between the subframe. So we're gonna do it over this power steering line because if we decide to replace this line one day, we don't want it to be stuck in between the trans line. Put it right up under there, and we're gonna tap it in like right there. That way it fits perfect, and it's an easy spot to cut that line. Shut your milk dud head ass up. I ain't gonna lie though. Like when I first moved, it'd be like when I first moved to Charlotte. Yep. X, Y, and Z. What? I think it snapped her neck. All right, same as before. We're gonna slap two of them little hose clamps on there. Don't fuck it up this time, Sean. Cause I had it on the right, so you came on. We'll just take this. So the transcooler is now ready to go. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to eliminate the old trans lines. You don't, quote unquote, have to, but if you leave them here, they'll just dangle, but they'll also leak out fluid until all of it is at least out. But we're going to do a clean job and get them out. So you come over to the driver's side. We're going to start with the bottom line, which is that thing right there. We got to pop the quick connect out. So let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give you light. So we're gonna pop this little cover off. All right, so I got this little part to slide off. A quick connect. Let's see if I can. There it go, right there. You just want to get that little clip out. I work good for you. Sorry, you got me doing more shit. You got me doing more shit, running more machines again. You're trying to get no more money. Hell no, I'm not trying to get in there. Oh, there we go. Just got to get it in that little hole. You want vacation or something? I know you still drive a truck. Oh, well, okay. Good shit. The joint wasn't really tight from the jump. This shit just pop out now. It's gonna leak a little bit too. It's in there. All right, maybe that thing gotta be all the way out. Hold on. Before you find that down, what kind of vehicle? Equinox? 2 front windows or the whole thing? 2 front windows start at $90. What about the visor? What the visor limit? $50 for that. So 140 for the two front and strip. There we go. What is yours, right? Absolutely. All right, now we got to try and get the top one out. All right, I got the little line out. Now I just got to yank that hole out. You gotta get the right grip. You got the right grip. It's not supposed to be checking everything. No, you gotta check mine. You check Nick's or fucking different year bike. Well, check yours closer. Different year bike. This is 3 years old. Yours are 2 years. Stop, man. Fuck that. Don't be fucking like shit. No, I don't want to be my yeah. All right, now we just gotta go under the car and snatch these holes out. You see what I'm saying? That's one right there. One down. One to go. We don't even got to tighten down. This is tighter than a bumper. You know what I'm saying? Without them getting like I'm just saying. Either way, now I'm gonna borrow. Yeah, because it's not bad. You know, I'm still the light. You just gotta. I will take it most. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. All right. Both lines are out. Those can go in the trash. And now we just gotta put that splash guard back on, make a couple cuts, put the bumper back on, and fill her up with some fluid. I'm gonna wipe everything down here real quick though. All right, so the next thing we gotta do when we put this splash guard back on is we have to make cutouts in this area right here because that's where the lines will run through. Yeah, because they'll meet up right about here, and that's where we need the cutouts at. All right, so we're gonna pick it up and act like we're installing it. All right, so when we look, we need a cutout right here, between there and there, and between there and there. Now what I'm gonna do to cut those out is use this razor. This is how we gonna get it a little soft. Set the bitch on fire. Them bike vibrate too much for them tiny mirrors. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing behind you. Nice and hot. And cut straight down. Melt it a little more at the bottom. We can't rock nothing like this. The fuck? We can't rock nothing like this. What, the stock tire? Yeah. That's fast, nigga. Like the head, I like the signals. I'm gonna cut the other side. Alright, it should be nice and soft. I gave him that money, and then he pulled that bullshit. That's the shit that made me mad. Oh, man. Woo! You see, you brought that, what's the name down with you? What's that bag? Oh, my lighter broke. From Harley with that clip. I should melted the lighter. The one in your left hand is the old one. It's the old one. You start fixing it out. Yeah, this one's broken. Just get it soft and start scratching through it. Eventually, it's gonna cut right through. Oh shit! This the old one. This is the new one. That's the new one. My lighter is taking this shit on me. A torch would have been better. Fuck it for $13. Fuck it, you know what I mean? So, what made you have to do this anyway? So, the plates were smoked. So we put new clutch plates in, and I'm like, fuck it, if I'm gonna do that, might as well just throw a brand new clutch cable on. You know what I mean? But the bike been riding kind of funny. You got a bucket or something I can pipe my ass on? I'm sure we got a couple chairs and all this motherfucker. That side is done. One more. Now we can put this motherfucker back on. We could do that. Yeah, and then I'm trying to get everything done for my fucking event this Saturday. Man, I'm nervous about that shit. I'm nervous, just hoping everything goes good, you know what I mean? That's my first one. But, just wanted to go good, you know? Nothing takes time. I know no questions. You hit me up today, asking me your info for it. They're coming. I think it's gonna be a pretty good turnout, honestly. Cause everybody know I fuck with them, you know what I mean? So, but shit, I've been going everywhere pretty faithfully. Shit, ever since I was with the Immortals, you know? I don't really care if you cry, bitch. We still do them. Send them this way. I just found that out today. That's what I'm saying. I wish I had have known. Better late than never. All right, this is the step we all been waiting for. Putting the goddamn bumper back on. Pulling up the 62 and showing up, 26, guess that mean I'm growing up, Growing up, all my niggas rolling up, Man, see, the man was got in trouble last night, man. Got to save him last night. Oh. Man, what we on, bro? What's the like where that so crooked about? This is what the next people last but not least, we get to put some transmission fluid in here. We're gonna put enough in for the lost fluid from the job being done and to make up for the trans cooler. So I bought 4 quarts and then we're gonna check from there. All right, so what you wanna do when you put your transmission fluid in is make sure that the car is running and up to running temperature. You wanna make sure that your funnel is clean because you don't wanna put dirty fluid inside of your trans. And this is your transmission fluid back here. Wipe this off and see where we are at. Shove it back in there, count to 3. And you might only need to add a couple quarts. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive it down the street and get that fluid circulated inside of the cooler and then read it again. But I'm definitely gonna add 1 quart at least. take her for a test drive.
I rigged this thing on here because I didn't buy that piece. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had bought that piece. You had bought that piece. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be a piece to help.
We're gonna take it on the drive through the car wash. Alright, so we just ran the car through the car wash. Let's take a second to admire how clean this thing is now. Because boy, she was filthy before. My sister really be disrespecting the hell out of this car. But in her defense, my nephew is scared of car washes. But in otherwise defense, make time to go through the goddamn car wash. We got a purple GXP. This shit hot as hell. Let's check that fluid again. See how we looking. We good. All right, so that sums up everything for today, and I can almost guarantee this is my sister calling me right now. I get to hear her firsthand. Correct. Yep. What up? Huh?
Is my car done?
Look at that. What I tell y'all? What I tell y'all? What I tell?
Because we're trying to figure out how you getting home, how we getting home. Because we left the beach, and I want to know if I'm going straight home.
Nah, I'm messing with y'all because I just parked this joint. I just finished it, and I was doing my little outro for my YouTube video. And when my phone rang, I was like, I bet you this is her calling me right now. So this phone call will be on YouTube.
That is too funny.
But all right, so I just wrapped that phone call up. But everything is good as far as the transmission cooler now. We drove it around, the car got hot as hell, and checked the fluid, and it was still where it should be. But I'm gonna still check again in a few more days just to make sure she doesn't have any leaks and all that. Make sure everything is on there tight. But being that this is a video that many of you have been waiting for a long time, and I took my time out to make this video for you, I would greatly appreciate it if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. Comment your thoughts, comment what you may have done different. You know, I don't mind constructive criticism. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you. I am hungry as hell right now, so I am about to go eat. She is on her way to pick this car up, and I'm happy as hell because I've had this car for like 5 days, doing a bunch of stuff to it, but it is all done. So that being said,